shanks. I wanted to do something different. I apologize. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video, we are going to be doing a what sold video as per usual. I'm pretty darn excited about this video, and I'm thankful that all the videos I've been able to provide to you guys so far just give me joy. Today we're going to be focusing on Poshmark. As you probably know, if you've been around on my channel for a while, I do sell on eBay and Poshmark, but if you are new here, welcome. My name is Ashley Wheeler. As I stated, I have 2 online e-commerce stores, and I am able to work from home, be able to take care of my kids. It's been such a joy. I've been doing this full time. This is my 2nd year now, but I have been doing a reselling business since 2017. If you would like to see more content about this, my journey, ways to inspire you, tips and tricks, what brands are selling, hit that subscribe button. And if you are ready to see what we sold in a 1-week time span, hit that like. Let's get into it. So as other videos have done before, I have my papers. Oh yeah, you didn't say anything. Okay, so we are going to be talking about April 25th through May 1st. In the month of April, we listed 480 items. That is the highest I have been able to list so far. I'm doing my best to try to create some habits to be able to increase that number, but the juggle of family life and work and YouTube, I'm honing it in. Let's start back at Sunday, April 25th. I just moved over because we're gonna throw up the pictures right here so that way you guys can see the items, the selling as I go through them. And again, I will be looking at my notes. So for this week that I'm taking a look at, the net profit that I received, so this is after the Poshmark fees, what went into my bank account, was $1,331.60. That obviously is not including cost of goods. However, our average cost of goods is about $3.50. I didn't actually figure out. Editing Ashley will put up how many items this was for this week. I do apologize. I totally forgot to get that number. So April 25th, we had that Bowden Mystical Woodland dress that I had just recently gotten a haul and showed you guys. This had such a fun print. I really loved that. It actually sold for $35, which was about the ballpark I was hoping for. I kind of was hoping for about 40, but when I get a figure that's pretty close to my number, I'll generally accept it. I ended up netting $26.50, and this item took 20 days to sell. The next one is actually pretty cool. It was this flip-flop open toe sandal. And honestly, when I was photographing it, I was like, I've never heard of this brand before. I don't know how long this is gonna take to sell. This was something my husband had picked up. This one sold in 2 days, and it was $15. So it wasn't like a ton of money, but it was one of those items that we had gotten at the outlet. So after Poshmark fees, it was $12. And like I said, it sold in 2 days. So we still probably made a profit of $10 and a very fast turnaround. I mean, I feel like that's worth it. The next item is Joe's jeans. They were a size 31 and they were a high-waisted skinny jean. So a very like basic standard. There was no distressing in it, which is sometimes what people look for, like me. It sold for $30 after Poshmark fees. I got 24, and that one took 137 days. Still worth it, but it took half a year for it to sell. The next item that sold was something that was actually given to me. It was this French pastry flower t-shirt. Honestly, I'd never heard of this brand before. I didn't really think it was gonna sell like for super high, but it had this really cute graphic on it, which is the only reason why I decided to list it. It did sell for $10 after Poshmark fees. That was $5.55, and that one took 41 days. So it didn't take long, but yeah, wasn't a high price. The next item was this rag and bone pair of pants, and I actually got a mystery box that was sent to me, and I actually really liked the items. I haven't talked about it yet, only because I want to purchase a box myself as well on this channel. I actually have an IGTV that will be going up this week showing everything that I got in the box, but this was in the box. It was this rag and bone straight tuxedo trousers. They were a size 8, so a really great size. I didn't know if they were gonna sell well. They ended up selling for $55. I netted $44, and they only took 32 days to sell, which rag and bone has been a hit and miss for me. So it kind of gave me some hope in this brand again, because I've been a little weary of it lately. Next item that sold was these Adidas purple sneakers. We've actually had them for 157 days, so it's taken quite a while, but I did have these priced higher. We ended up selling them for $62. They're a size 10. It also was an ortholite. I was gonna say orthopedic, but I guess it's not. I don't know, they were kind of unique, fun style, and I ended up netting $48.10. The next item, oh, I'm so glad to see go. This was one of those pieces they were a pair of shoes. They've been in my store for a minute, and actually, do you want to know how long it was? It had been in the store for 319 days. It was like, goodbye, I do not want to see you anymore. Like, please, please. And fortunately, the person accepted, and then I got the cash, so we're good. We're in the clear. There's no returns. Thank you. It sold for $18. After Poshmark fees, received $12.90, and I was happy to see that go to another home. I just hit myself in the face. The next item that sold was another one that I was so thankful to see. It was this Adidas Coral full zip up jacket. So obviously you've seen in my channel, if you do watch some of my other haul videos, that I love to pick up performance activewear stuff. And commonly in our area, we have a lot of Nike and a lot of Adidas. And sometimes it really is profitable for us, and you'll see in one of our other sales, to pick up a lot of different pieces. But then there's others that it takes a long time and it doesn't sell for nearly as much. You definitely need to know what styles do well within a specific brand. So if you're watching a ton of other resellers and you're constantly seeing them pick up certain brands, don't just grab the brand in the store because it's like, oh, it's this XYZ brand. You want to make sure you still do your research to see if it's something that is sought after. This was kind of one of those cases. I'm pretty sure I probably got this at the outlet. It was just a zip up cotton jacket. It sold for $14. My net profit was $9.55. It says that it took 21 days to sell. However, that was after me relisting the item, and I do that on my Seller Insight app, which if you don't know about that, I'll probably do a designated video with that app because it has saved me so much time, and I have definitely seen some great value in relisting my items through that app. And I probably had this for over a year before I did that. So it had been in my closet for much more than 21 days. This next item was so cute. It was a silk piece. It was actually something I believe I got in a wholesale box from Jomar, and it took a minute to sell. It's the Cynthia Rowley green silk dress. It sold for $18. After Poshmark fees was $12.90, and it took 299 days to sell, which just sounds about right because I think it was about this time last year that I had received my box. The next item was this Bowden skirt, and I feel like that one too was in the Jomar box. It was a Bowden polka dot skirt, size 12. Bowden is a hit and miss for me. Again, depending on what style it is, it'll do really well. I don't understand why I do this, but I do still buy skirts, but they don't always sell well for me. Comment down below, do skirts sell incredibly well for you? If so, what style? Are they like the long maxi skirts? Are they like knee length? Are they mini? Are they pencil skirts? This wasn't exactly a pencil skirt one, but it definitely was more shorter. It was probably like a knee length one. It was cute, but it ended up selling for $16. I netted $11.30, and it took 315 days to sell. The next item, I was actually really surprised to sell at this rate. It was this J. Crew beautiful blue tweed blazer. So of course I'm surprised because it's career wear. However, if people are doing Zoom calls, like they gotta look good on the top. So I get you, whoever bought this, I get you. It sold for $45. We netted $34, and it took 202 days to sell. Almost a year. Would I pick it up again? Just between blazers and J. Crew, I don't know. If it's something and it's a like wholesale box, absolutely I'll sell it. But personally, if I see it at the store, I'll probably pass it up. In fact, I'm passing up the blazer section altogether at the moment. This next item was a really awesome item, and actually I'm gonna talk a little bit about this. So I ended up netting much more than what I have seen previous years on Poshmark. I definitely attribute a lot of that to the fact that I'm listing more consistently and I'm listing a higher amount more consistently. I'm also having my virtual assistant that I've hired through Upwork, which I haven't talked a whole lot about We'll be doing a video about that soon. But I have her share all of my items, and then every week I have her also send out different discounts, offers. And this week specifically, we were traveling to Idaho, and so I was gathering so many items to prepare for listing. And then when we were traveling, I was doing a lot of offers. I was looking at my notifications more. I definitely kind of went hands off once my virtual assistant started taking a hold of my Poshmark store. And I realized this week how a small bit of effort can make a dramatic difference. Example, this person had put 6 items into her bundle. And if you don't know what that is, someone can like the item. That's one part that they can do on Poshmark. But then there's this other button that they can click on that adds it to a bundle. And a lot of people will do that. I do it, honestly. I will start to look through someone's store and I don't want to have to go back to where that item was. And so I'll just start adding it into a bundle and start to essentially curate a bundle for me, and then determine afterwards whether or not I'm actually going to buy that bundle. So in this case, the person put in 3 Columbia shirts, 1 Columbia sweatshirt, a Mountain Hardwear shirt, and then Columbia shorts. And I had seen it. I waited for a little bit because it was taking a while for her to add those into the bundle. And then once I felt like she kind of stopped, I then sent her an offer, sent her a message, and we talked a little bit, negotiated. I ended up selling that bundle for $100. I netted $80. Here was the awesome part about this bundle. The days that I had these items listed was 124 days, another one was for 23 days, another one was 75 days, another one was 7 days, 6 days, and then 2 days. So first off, what I really got from this bundle was it pays to have the same types of brands in your store. So like I said, a majority of it was Columbia. The other was Mountain Hardwear. They were all performance style shirts. And so that really allows people to bundle when you have varying sizes, you've got varying brands, but it's all kind of in the same category, such as hiking, performance wear, career wear, you know, vintage. Like that's when people can bundle and you can begin to see more profits. You definitely will see more money with these sort of bundles versus if someone's just buying one thing here and there. And especially for shipping on their end, an item that weighs under a pound, they've got to pay $7 for, like they really got to make it worth it. So that was the big key that I got from this bundle. But the other thing was I took the time to send an offer and send a message. It has been so long since I have done that. I don't know why I stopped doing that, but it immediately paid in this situation and I was very happy to get this bundle to them. The next set of items is this Free People dress. Okay, so I really have to think about the fact that 2020 really closed everything down. I envision this as like that New Year's Eve dress or a really fun cocktail party. It was definitely, I think it was either mini or knee length, all sequined, gorgeous dress. It took forever to sell. In fact, there's such a story behind this, but I really want to make sure my time is good. This was a size 8. It sold for $33. I, with Poshmark fees being taken out, received $26.40. It took 45 days to sell this time around. I've actually pulled this item out of my inventory. I sent it off to ThredUp. It still didn't sell there. It came back to my house. I then tried to list it a second time in my store. I sent so many different offers. I was like about ready to yank it out of my store again. Finally, I got this offer. Personally, I think my problem with this item was that I had it listed too high. I should have easily relisted the item and dropped down my expectations, which is definitely something that I've appreciated about having virtual assistants who are sending out offers, is it removes the emotion of what I feel about an item and what I think it should sell for, and just kind of keeps the transactions happening. There's been times where I'll see an offer come through or like a sale happen. I'm like, aw, I kind of wanted more money for that. But then I have to remind myself like, but are you making money? Because sales are going to make other sales happen, and then you're just going to have this really awesome cycle go through. So maybe you didn't get as much as you wanted on that one, but oh, you've got all these other offers now or these other sales that are happening. So I love that. I love that my virtual assistants are there to kind of assist me and remove emotion from transactions. But this dress, I was so thankful to finally see it go. This next item, you probably have seen this before, but I love selling Daniel Rain. It doesn't sell for a whole lot, but it's definitely a bread and butter for us. It sold for $15. I believe this one was not new tagged. Typically, if we have a new tagged item, they will sell for a little higher. I ended up netting $12 and this one took 32 days to sell. This next one is kind of in the same camp. It is Halogen. This was a really fun like leafy print blouse. Again, I'm a sucker for these types of tops just because it's what I used to wear commonly in the office. I had to think for a second. And so I'm constantly grabbing these and bringing them into my store. This item sold for only $13. I received $10.05. This one took 318 days. I feel like I'm seeing better results with Daniel Rain in this type of blouse versus Halogen. Halogen has definitely, unless it's like newer style, I don't like to pick up. I pass it very frequently at this point because it's sales like this that I see. It takes almost a year for it to sell and it doesn't sell for much. Like how much do they actually spend in sharing the item and sending offers? Like, did I actually make money at this point? So I'm definitely passing on that brand a lot more than what I used to. This next piece makes me really happy. It was an Anthropologie romper. It was this mustard color. I think I just loved the color. I love the stock photo that my virtual assistant found. I'm definitely doing my best not to use them as much anymore, but this item sold for $40. After Poshmark fees, it was $32. And it took half a year to sell. It was 157 days, but I feel like it was seasonal. It made a lot of sense that it sold now than it did before because it was a romper. This next item makes me so happy. I just love to sell Patagonia. It's definitely a tried and true for me. It makes me so happy anytime I find it in the store. This was a really fun one. I don't really find a lot of like printed button-up shirts by them. This was a men's one. It was a size large. It was called the Go to Slim Fit. It sold for $40. I netted 32 and it took 169 days to sell. So those two actually went back to back in sales in one day. And that just made me so happy to see two $40 sales come through really quick in one day. I will take that all day, every day. Next one is it called Pleoni? I can't say that. For some reason, my mouth doesn't want to like articulate that. This one was a size 2X, which I love to get plus size in my store, as I stated before. This one didn't sell for a whole lot. It was $17. I netted $13.60. It sold in 132 days. So that one took a minute, but those are kind of like those filler items that I'll still pick up at the bins to get me to that 20 to 25 items I'm listing a day. If you ever want to know like how I'm listing items in a day, our average sales price right now is sitting at about $24, $25. And so we get those sales that are like the $40 and then we get the ones that are like the $17, $18 range. And that really does a good average. This piece, oh my gosh, I'm so thankful my husband picked this up. So you probably saw this one in a haul as well. If you didn't, I will link that one right here in the cards. That was a very fun one. He found this up there. It was this nice jean coat with this beautiful fur and it sold for $54. I netted $41.70. Like I said, he got it at the outlet, so he probably paid like $2, maybe $3 because it was a heavy coat. I honestly could have gotten a little more for this item, but it was so insanely heavy that to see the offer come through on Poshmark made me happy. Over on eBay, it would have been so much more in shipping. And this took 11 days to sell. So it was such a quick turnaround. That sale alone probably paid for the majority of the trip that he did. This next item is a Miss Me jean. It was an olive green, very different from typical Miss Me jeans. Is what I've seen before. This was another one that we had found at the outlet. I ended up selling this one for $23. We netted $18.40 and it took 20 days to sell. This next piece was another bread and butter. It's just an REI typical gray heathered short sleeve shirt for men. It sold for $12. We netted $9.05 and it took 96 days to sell, so not too bad. This other one is Indigo Rain, and this brand personally, I don't know where it comes from. I feel like it's probably like a Fred Meyer's or Kohl's or something like that. This was new at tag. It sold for $19. I netted $15.20. This one took 196 days to sell. Honestly, the very first time I bought this brand, it sold within like a day. And so I ended up finding it again, new at tag, decided to grab it just because of how quickly the other one had sold, but this one just drug on. So I'm a little unsure of how I want to move forward with this brand at this point. The next item was another bundle, and can you guess? It came with me doing an offer and sending a message. I really need to do that more often. This bundle was just 2 items. It was an Antonio Milani shirt, which was actually one that I used to wear, and then a Nick and Zoe new tagged shirt. So absolutely someone's getting ready for the office, that or having to do Zoom calls to look good on the top. It sold for $35. The only reason why I took that with 2 shirts like that is because the item that I had formerly was actually given to me. I got to wear it for almost 2 years and then sold it. It was like that encompassing with a new tagged item. I was perfectly fine with it. We ended up netting $28 and it took 282 days to sell with the Antonio Milani piece. The Nick and Zoe item I had just listed on February 6th. This next one, can you guess it was another bundle? This item was a Jonah Michaels girls polka dot dress and then these really awesome girls Burton orange snow pants. Sold for $45. We netted $36 and it took 19 days for these items to sell. Next we have this fun Victoria's Secret. This was actually like old Victoria's Secret tag, but it was awesome. I found it at the outlet. It was a bikini set. I was surprised I actually found both. They were a size extra large. They sold for $23. I netted $16.90. They sold in 10 days. This is definitely swim season. I'm looking forward to that. This next one was a great one. I was so happy. Again, another bundle, another one that I talked to them. Do you see the common thing that occurred here? Go do the bundles. I don't think I would have made as much money this week. This was a bundle with this gorgeous pair of boots that my husband had just cleaned up. They felt so insanely buttery inside. It was called Allegra. Is that right? I feel like I'm saying something else. And then also this Joseph Ribkoff dress, which if you do not know about this brand, definitely keep an eye out for it. It is, I would say, a bolo for me at this point. These Joseph Ribkoff pieces have been selling. There were a few that sold immediately, and then there still have been some selling at no less than $40 each. So this dress sold along with this pair of shoes, and the shoes took 7 days. I loved this bundle because the Joseph dress we had up for 161 days, but then the boots I had just listed 7 days prior. I love when people bundle something that has been in my store for God knows how long, and then with something like super new in my store, I'm like, I will absolutely mesh those together so I can get that other piece out. This one sold for $70. I netted $50 or $54.50. This next one is a Garrison Collections trench coat. This was one that I was so happy to see happen on Poshmark because I swear this is pretty close to 5 pounds. It's so dang heavy. If I remember correctly, I think this trench coat is actually a military grade trench coat. I'm pretty sure my husband picked up this one. I probably would have wanted more for this. It sold for $25. I netted $20. It took 320 days for it to sell. This next piece was an Under Armour dress. I really liked this one. It kind of gave me like that picnic style print vibe. It was a size small, sold for $30. I netted $24. This had been up for a minute. It was 206 days, but again, I think seasonally, it just was perfect. The next item, this brand we must talk about. It is the brand Angie. I am a freaking sucker for this brand. Like, I pick this brand up so much, especially at the Goodwill bins. But you must know, this brand is like rayon and like really delicate materials. It's very similar to Flying Tomato to me. Like, it's a very bohemian style and I love it. I'll pick it up, but I can't tell you, probably about 50% of the time when I bring it home to go photograph it, there's like a seam on the side that is like ripped. There's the tassels that are like coming undone. There's something about the dress that's either flawed or there's a hole or something. So if you pick up this brand, make sure you're like totally looking it up and down. I love to still pick up their dresses and their skirts. The tops I'm kind of going more away from, and here's why. This item sold for $14. I netted $9.55, and this item had been in my store for 565 days. I can't tell you how many times I tried to get rid of this thing. Like, it was about ready to be redonated. I just was so done looking at this item. The next item are these really awesome Keen boots. So my husband a couple weeks ago ended up cleaning a ton of the shoes that we had. This was in that same pile as that other boot that I just talked about. This sold for $60. I netted $48 and it took 10 days to sell. So I love it when he does that. It really helps me out. Almost done. We are almost done. Here's another shoe that he just recently cleaned. This was Boggs. Honestly, these probably could have sold for a little bit more. This was a new to me brand. My husband was like, value, we got to pick this one up. Once he cleaned it, it was up for 7 days, sold for $20. I netted 16. This shoe pile has definitely been a death pile. We try our best not to have like just piles of inventory around, but man, this has been a money pile. Like it has needed to be listed. This next item is another brand that I kind of go back and forth with. Like, do I like it? Do I not? Even in new styles, I feel like it's just not moving as much. This is Sanctuary. It ended up selling for $26. I netted $20.80. but it took 103 days for it to sell. The next item was beautiful. This actually really motivated me to get the rest of these dresses up. If you did not see my Show Me Your Muumuu unboxing, that'll be another one that I will link right here. It is Show Me Your Muumuu. It sold for $40. I netted 32. I believe each dress equated to $8 a dress. We netted 32, so that's still a really great profit, and it took 0 days to sell. I was so happy about that. This next one was actually really surprising. It was like back to back. And this item I had just listed too. This one sold right away. It was a Nike Activewear leggings. Nothing special. It just had the Just Do It down the side. They were black and they had like the purple font. So it was fun. They sold for $15, but it took no time. It was like within a couple hours it sold. The next one, I love that I have so many hauls in my store now, because then when I'm doing these wet solds, I can be like, remember when I got this? Do you remember my teak story? I'm blown away. These sold for $105. I netted $84. I'm blown away because it took 7 days for them to sell, and I got multiple offers. Guys, these were a size 5. Like, do not skip on high-end brands that have a smaller size. Like if, you know, I could have easily looked at 5 and been like, I shouldn't get it. It's a size 5. It's gonna be impossible to sell. Not only did I sell it for over $100, but I had multiple offers. So much to the point that I just got picky. I was like, no, I'm holding on for the right person. And finally, when someone gave me the 105 offer, I was like, all right, I'll accept it. This next one was a Nike shirt. It was a girl's, super cute. I love having kids, especially performance stuff, in my store. This sold for $8. I made $5.05. This took 113 days to sell, which was like, meh, it's okay. This next item was a Levi's item. It was 510s. They were men's jeans. These took 50 days to sell. They were $22 and I ended up netting $16.10. We did it! I'm so happy. And that is it for this video, you guys. Hit that subscribe button if you want to see more wet solds. I will be doing an eBay wet sold soon. And then next week, I'm going to be doing my top 10 brands from eBay. So don't want to miss out on that. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.